Welcome back, class. This is going to be a short video that just gives you a brief description or an overall description of your lesson steps and how I'm going to grade your final project. So before we get into the first day's folder, I just want you to have a quick overview of what you're going to be doing specifically. So you are going to first determine a specific emotion that you want to convey in your art, whether it's anger or sadness or joy or being tranquil and peaceful. And there's a list of many others that I haven't mentioned, so just think of an emotion you want. After you have your emotion, and that should come first, please make sure you choose your emotion and then everything else will follow. Then you're going to determine what subject or subjects you want to draw to support that emotion. Now remember, a subject is basically any object or thing that you can draw, so it can be a person, an animal, an inanimate object, but of course they would have to be specific to that emotion. I mean, I wouldn't draw a tiger roaring and scratching the paper and try to represent happiness, right? That might be more anger and fear. So make sure your subject shows that emotion. Then, like I kind of just mentioned, determine the action of your subject. I mentioned the tiger scratching and having its mouth open and roaring. So the action, what that subject is doing, should also show the emotion. So the emotion, subject, action, and lastly the color. What colors are you going to choose that help support your emotion? And you are also going to be looking, you see color psychology on the side there. There's a video that demonstrates color psychology and how each color can represent a different emotion. So you'll be looking at that to help you pick those colors. Those four things together will create a unified or cohesive design where everything works together and creates a clear message to the viewer. And then once you have that plan, steps 1 through 4, creating that solid plan, you'll then just draw your final project on your final paper. Just make sure you fill that space. Remember, in art, it's always very important to fill the entire space of your paper. And lastly, once everything's drawn, just apply color in an abstract design. So you're adding color abstractly. Going back to my tiger reference, I wouldn't just color the tiger like I would normally see a tiger. You can go inside, outside the lines and spaces, make things as abstract or different as you want, but apply color in that abstract way with oil pastels until the entire paper has been colored. And of course, show good craftsmanship, which I believe I'm going to talk about in a moment. So those are the steps of the project, and when I grade you at the bottom, it says that I'm looking that your final project demonstrates a clear emotion, that I understand it. It's very obvious through your subjects, color designs, and even the action. And lastly, that your final project is in full color and the color is abstract. You didn't just color it the way you would normally see it in real life or in a photograph. Coloring it using oil pastels, and then show good craftsmanship. And what that's going to mean in this project is that your colors are solid and there's not a whole lot of grain or white of the paper showing through, unless somehow it's part of your design, but of course you'd have to talk to me in regards to that. So those are your lesson directions, and the due date is at the top here when you click on the video. So this should be all the information you need to get started. Please make sure you watch all the videos and read all the directions in each day's folder. And as you complete them day by day, it should be a very easy, basic, slow build up to the final project to make things easiest on you all. All right, I look forward to seeing you all in class, and that's all I got. All right, see you in class.